Blessings to you. Welcome to another exciting episode of Artist Impact. I'm your host, Jere B. This show is all about great music of every genre. We highlight singers, bands, musicians, poets, and rappers from our local region and from all over the world. Now, most you've never heard of before, but we bring them right to your door to encourage them and to impact their career. Now, on our show today, we're featuring two incredible saxophonists. From Cleveland, Ohio, the ever-gifted and almost infamous Nathan Paul Davis. Welcome to the show, brother. How you doing?
Oh, man, it's a pleasure to be here.
I'm so glad that you are. And from 4,931 miles away in the Republic of Serbia, from the band Falco Spirit, this is Filip Stipsic. Welcome to the show, Filip.
Good evening, and thank you for having me on your show.
Absolutely. And making the greatest impact on these artists, I call them my panel of love. This is a panel of entertainment professionals, and they're going to review and critique these wonderful videos to see if in some way, somehow, they can make an impact on these guys' career. Maybe, maybe not. We'll find out. But let's introduce today's panel. The Associate Professor of Voice, an author and vocal coach. This is none other than Linda Balliro. Welcome to the show again, Linda. How you doing?
Hello, Jerry. It's great to see you.
It's great to see you. And this is trumpeter extraordinaire, educator and performer. He's the director of bands at Benedict College in South Carolina. H. Wade Johnson. What's up, bro?
Greetings and salutations, my brother. Thank you for having me again, as usual. Let's do this, man. I love it.
Absolutely. And from Sacramento, a firecracker of a saxophonist, 7 Grammy entries, 9 albums, multiple singles. Ava Lemert, how you doing, dear heart?
Doing great. I'm so glad to be back. Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. Hey, let's go a little bit deeper. Linda, you are a solid mentor to many independent artists. What do you love most about teaching?
Results. I like the transformation, so that's what gets me excited when I meet somebody and I can see in my mind and in my imagination of my oral mind. So what I hear in my head, I can hear and see what they would be and what they could be. And it's really fun to make that happen.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, I'm so grateful that you are on the show again. You're becoming a regular,
Well,
that,
thank
right?
you for having me. It's an honor to be here, Jerry.
Thank you very much. Absolutely. And H. Wade, I've known you for 100,000 years, man. You've performed all over the world. What has been your greatest lesson that you've learned from the miles and miles you've traveled?
Greatest lesson, if I must say, is, I'm going to say this may sound crazy. Never forget where you came from. Because getting there and going from place to place, there's always somebody there that you're going to reach, that you're going to touch, because music is a message that brings universal love to one and all.
Absolutely. Well, you know how I feel about you. Brothers for life, man. So grateful you're on the show, bro. And Ava, I don't know, sister from another father, sister from another cousin, I don't know. We've got that soul thing going. But you're a multi-instrumentalist, you're a singer. What do you prefer most? You prefer being in the studio recording and writing, or you prefer the stage?
I gotta say, I really do love recording because I have my little studio here at home. And so pretty much whenever inspiration strikes, I can come in here, fire it up, and get the ideas out. So now I have a whole bunch of half-finished songs that I need to finish because, well, I can just make stuff whenever I want right here. But yeah, I love recording. I love performing too. But yeah, I just lose myself, well, when I'm performing. I love recording. I love harmonizing. I like just, getting in the headphones and
make it happen.
It's fun. Yeah.
That's so good. I'm so grateful that you were able to come back on the show. We welcome you and thank you again.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And Nathan Paul Davis, man, you know, every time I read anything about Cleveland, it seems like it has your name on it. You're all over the place, man. You're really rising. We're very, very proud of you here in Ohio. And the song that you sent, though, is absolute fire, man. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
We Are the People. And it's funny because, you know, I'm not a singer by any stretch of any imagination whatsoever. So that song's kind of like, it's interesting because I'm singing on that song, but it's like funk chances, and I had lost my voice that day, so that was kind of hilarious to me. And if it really bothered me, I wouldn't have sent that in, but I just think stuff like that is funny. But I don't know, man. Like, I don't really write music. It depends. I'm at a stage in my life now where a song will mean something before it's written. But for me, it's like having a child, or you give birth to a child. Some people, think of the names, and then the baby comes out and you look at it and it's like, no, now I know the name.
Right.
How's 1 month-year-old baby gonna be? You don't know. So my way I've written my songs has been a direct translation of just, you know, the evolution of a human life. You know, it's your child. Eventually you raise it, turns 18, leaves the house. So I was just writing a song because I write all the time for no reason at all. I just write as much as I can. I wrote that during the stage I was probably trying to write every day, and then you go back, you look through the database and you listen, and you're just like, I'll pull from that. If your spirit's consistent, I don't think you have to have too many deep thoughts when you write. The spirit is built in because it's me every time.
That's right. Well, you're going to give us permission to play this great song?
Absolutely.
I appreciate that. We'll be right back.
That's right, all the people. All the people. Oh. Man, y'all hungry. I don't even want to sing. Say we are the people. And we come here to get. Come on, Gabe and Patrick on percussion.
And when I say that was fire, that's what I meant. Nathan Paul Davis. I'm not a panelist, though, so I can't really comment too much. Linda, what do you think?
Extraordinary impact you had on the audience and a fantastic groove.
Absolutely, I agree. H. Wade, what do you got?
My brother, wow. We are the people. I'm going to sum it up just like this. Lock pocket funk.
Absolutely excellent. Ava.
Obviously, you're a masterful saxophonist. And again, with Linda and with H. Wade, the energy from the audience, you hit it out of the park.
Absolutely. Well, let's just go a little bit deeper. Linda, you have any questions or comments you want to dig in with Nathan Paul?
I would like to know something Jerry said earlier about you being a star in Cleveland. Tell me more about your career and where you're playing and where you're getting audiences and fans from.
Well, I've been in Cleveland for a while. I went to college in Akron, but Akron, Cleveland, that's all Northeast Ohio. Basically, I'll try and keep this as elaborate but concise as possible. The short end of the story is the culture in Cleveland. There's a lot of cover bands here, and it depends on which culture you're in. As a African American or Black man in our culture, you very often will see some of the best musicians, but doing, covers and different things. And me going to college and coming up in gospel and CCM, contemporary Christian music, it's been this weird, not weird, but hard for some people to understand things. So I've been playing mostly original music. I don't do covers or anything, but that involved me playing to empty shows in the past. So I've been doing the same thing for a long time. And eventually it started to catch on, but I was losing a lot of money playing all the originals. Why don't you play this song? Why don't you play this song? I was like, why don't you go listen to the record? So, I was going against the grain. What I'm doing is a little uncommon. Me, a group of people been building up the scene and everything. So what does that look like? People don't come expecting any particular thing at my show now. They come because they like the energy and the spirit. So I kind of feel like I get away with murder sometimes, where I figured out I play energy, not notes. So I'll play something crazy and it will sound like a dying seal. And they'll just be dancing like it's funky. And I was just like, oh, yeah, it's not the notes, it's the energy, it's the spirit. So I've cultivated that. And you see that direct translation. I'm playing with the crowd and people are more.
So work on those relationships so that you can get them really to be super fans. You don't need 500,000 fans.
Right.
You need some people who are really know you, committed to you, and build those relationships through private events and special events that are going to attract people to come in and become part of your world.
I think that is fabulous advice. H. Wade, you want to pick up the shovel and go a little deeper?
Man, let me dig. Nathan Davis. Man, I'm a trumpet player. So, man, the motifs on that song with you and the trumpet player, and then the band locked in. Like I said, lock pocket funk. The riffs that you guys are playing at the head, and then when you did your solo stuff, man, I love it because it's you. You're not imitating anyone but Nathan Paul Davis. You've found your niche. Stick with it. And I love the thing that you said, well, we don't do covers. The covers get you money, the covers get you paid. But one thing about you, you're consistent, you are driven, and you don't listen to anybody but yourself. Man, your band is just tight. What you were saying, I understood the language. I felt the spirit behind it. So, my brother, I'm going to tell you like this, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm going to get your information and we're going to talk some more.
Blessings, man.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
From Sacramento, California, Ava, a fellow saxophonist. So I know you want to shed some on here.
Well, I mean, what can I say? Very impressive. Obviously, you've got mad skills. Loved it. And I was actually going to ask you who your principal influences are. I guess maybe now I'm going to pivot and ask what your genre, when you're not listening to your own music, who are you listening to? I'm just kind of curious to know what how you respond, because now I wonder if I could pick that out.
Well, I'm in that funk bag. James Brown is my hero, but I'd say my influences have changed a lot over the years, but a lot of them, the main guys, you know, like John Coltrane, Miles Davis, James Brown, and then I just name hip hop as a genre in general. But it's just Black American music, just all things American and specifically, you know, like Black.
Right.
I get it.
Makes sense.
I get it. I think that was an exciting, excellent answer. And, you know, let's just pull it all together because you've heard what each of these panelists have had to say. Do you have any questions of your own?
I mean, I feel like I've not found my voice, but I'm not like confused or about the music or anything in that regard. But, you know, if just more business stuff, but that takes a long time. Linda was telling me stuff, but I lean in with my people. Guys locally, you know, would be different than, you know, touring, going to other cities. But any questions would have to be, it wouldn't work right now.
This is Artist Impact in Depth is what this is. But we have to go 5,000 miles away to Serbia. This is Filip. Your band is called Falco Spirit, my friend. I was wondering when I first heard that, is there any special meaning to that name, Falco Spirit?
Well, the bird falco symbolizes to me freedom. That's freedom of falcon we implement in our music. We played with improvisations and rhythms and other stuff.
Wow. Well, tell me a little bit about this beautiful song that you sent in, talking about a band with fire. You guys have it. You want to tell me a little bit about the song?
That song I composed when I listened a lot of Maceo music.
Ah.
And the main thing that I want to use through this song is the simple line that is theme and with the groove, and to give the energy to the audience and to see what we get back to that energy.
Well, there was a lot of energy flowing. Do you mind if I play this song for our audience?
Yes, of course. You can play.
Thank you very much. We'll be right back. when I said fire, smoke, one of the tightest bands that I've heard, Filip and Falco Spirit really brings it. But Linda, what do you think about the group?
I really loved that music. I felt it was really smooth. It was like funk that was really smooth. I don't know how to explain it, but just everybody was in that same kind of groove together, and it was a smooth one.
Absolutely. Absolutely. H, what do you think about Falco Spirit?
Flip. Flip.
Yes.
There's a song that the Ohio players play. Fire. Look at me. I'll elaborate more when I get my time, man. Thank you.
It was fantastic. And Ava, what do you think about Falco Spirit?
That was a lot of fun. I like how the song built.
Yeah.
It started off soft, and then you got real funky.
Absolutely. Well, Linda, why don't you take your shovel and dig in deep and tell Filip what you really think.
Okay, it's tough to be critical of these guys tonight, Jerry, because you've gotten such fantastic people. I think I would love to hear your band do even more with the group. So I feel like sometimes there could be more energy towards like the downbeat in some of the instruments. I just felt like it was needed that more of that energy, even though you're all fantastic. So it's taking it to that next level. It's not, it's not an intermediate level. It's just really good. But I think if you got the drums in there a little bit more in the pocket, that you would take it to a next level. I'd also love to talk to you about your fan base and how you're building and how you're doing. I actually know a little bit about Serbia because I lived in Central Europe and I was there during the war. And I actually taught English to some refugees from Serbia when I was a music student in Europe. So I have a lot of feeling for your country. I know a lot of wonderful Serbian people, and it was a great experience, a great time to be there. So I wish you the best.
Thank you a lot.
Very, very, very cool. H. Wade.
Filip, I am so impressed with your style. Being that I had I performed with Fred and Maceo and Mr. Brown, you got it time. If Mr. Brown was here, he wouldn't call Maceo. He's gonna call Filip. Man, you're locked in. The presentation in itself, with your band being locked in behind you and what you were doing, you took off. It went like an airplane. When you're on that runway and you know you're about to take off and go up in the air, that's exactly what you did. You went, yeah. Your style of playing, the energy and the persona, how you brought it forth to the audience, to the presentation in itself. Please continue that. As Mr. Brown would say, hey, good job, great job.
Thank you a lot. I'm blessed with these comments.
Absolutely. Ava, I know you want to dig in. Again, as a saxophone player, I'd love to hear your comments.
Well, Filip, you have wonderful tone. I love the tone on your tenor. What I was going to say is that I know this is out of your control, but I kind of felt like you were in the dark there, and I'm glad that the lighting changed because I couldn't see you. And I realized that was a pretty small stage. I hope people were really grooving because I really like how you utilized the space in between your notes. The great Ben Webster, I hope you're familiar with him. He is a tenor master from quite a few years ago, but one of my favorites because he played the spaces in between the notes. Does that make sense? Not always having to play a lot. Draw people in, and then create a phrase, and then kind of let it rest on the tongue a little bit for the audience. So I really appreciate that. I like the spaces. I love the playing, but I also like the spaces in between. Appreciated that.
Thank you a lot. The band and the Coleman Hawkins, I think the first one I listened, and I learned through their music how to do that.
That's so cool. Very, very cool. Well, Filip, you've heard what the panelists have had to say. Do you have any questions? Do you have any feedback or pushback of your own?
Thank you a lot on your comments, and I'm really, really blessed with those comments, and I'll keep on grooving more.
Absolutely.
That's very cool. Well, listen, panelists, don't go anywhere. We're going to bring Nathan back for just a second. We need to find out. I mean, you're covering Cleveland. The state of Ohio is in your hand, brother. What is next? What's coming up on your front burner?
My next most immediate performance, I'm doing this thing with Christian McBride. It's his big band. It's like this, Black History Month themed thing. That's going to be, very beautiful. And then recording and releasing music. I just released something this past Friday. I'm going to release something this upcoming Friday. It's just like, just follow me on social media. That's your best bet.
That's the best bet. Filip, all the way over in Serbia, what's going on in your schedule and what's next for you, sir?
Well, in a few days, I'm joining in one hybrid big band, international big band, for touring. And then I have scheduled some concerts, and I would like to schedule more concerts. I don't know exactly the dates, but I'm working on that.
That's very cool.
And then it's recording time after the concert.
And some recording as well.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Yeah. You guys, man, you've made this show absolutely electric with both your bands and your flavor. Thank you for doing it. We know that these panelists are hot and heavy on their schedules. But Linda, what's the next foremost thing you're working on? I know it's a book, but what's going on with you, Linda?
I've got so many things going. I've got to really figure out a way to not do that. But right now, my focus, I think I told you before when we met in the podcast, that my focus for 2024 is mentoring, really. So I'm doing that in many different ways. I'm doing that through a book. And the book is on our mental processes for creativity and artistry and music performing, music learning, all those things. And I'm also developing, though, more my mentorship program. So I work with singers and young artists who are launching their careers. And I work with singers who are wanting to add teaching to their entrepreneurial skills. And so I'm training teachers in a mentorship program and developing an online mentorship program that will have an in-person component as well, that will be really inexpensive, accessible to everybody who wants to have a central place for training, inspiration, collaboration. And that will be opening probably like March 1st, something like that.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, H, you got the Pride Ensemble. You guys are kicking South Carolina in the teeth. You got Benedict College. What's next for you, man? What's going on?
Teaching and touring. Teaching and touring, man. I'm working on my trumpet chops, and I want to thank Ava and my sister here at Berkeley. You guys have inspired me to sing more.
Yeah, do it. Do it.
I tell people all the time that the reason I play the trumpet is because I have something that covers my mouth. But I love singing, and let me tell y'all something. Singing is almost more challenging than playing your horn. I have a level of respect for you guys. Keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, teaching and touring. Shut up, Johnson.
You good. Ava, what's next, dear heart?
Oh, well, hey, I'm also getting my chops back because I kind of had a hiatus. But I've got some shows coming up, which is awesome. And I've got a lot of unfinished songs that I need to just get focused and finish them and then release them. And, Nathan, Paul, you've inspired me. It's like I keep going, oh, should I schedule this? Get it all involved in how to schedule. Just get it out there into the world and see what other people think, right? So that you've inspired me. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just work on my music, test it out on a live audience because I like to do that. I call them my guinea pigs. That's what I got going on.
Well, I love all of you so much. Thank you for making this show absolutely incredible. We're going to see you very, very soon. That's it for this go round of Artist Impact. Thanks again to our Impact panel, Linda Balliro, H. Wade Johnson, Ava Lemert, and a very, very special thanks to our artists, of course, Nathan Paul Davis and Filip Stipsic. Let's say this. Make sure that you support these wonderful artists, okay? Attend the show if you're in their area, buy their merch, buy their music. And if you are an artist and you have an original performance music video, submit it to artistimpact.armstrong@gmail.com. And let's see if we can make an impact on your music career. I'm your host, Jere B. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you again next time. God bless.